This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, lawmakers and advocates in Maine are speaking out following conflicting federal rulings over an abortion pill.
Democrats are saying science supports the continued use of the drug, which first received FDA approval back in 2000. Our A.J. Douglas talked to stakeholders to learn more about the fate of the abortion medication here in Maine.
On Friday, a federal judge in Texas ordered a hold on abortion medication mifepristone, despite more than 2 decades of approval from the Food and Drug Administration. However, another federal judge from Washington state ordered U.S. authorities not to make any restrictions on the drug. 2 conflicting rulings, which put access to the medication in limbo.
Very upsetting. It is based in, a political agenda. It is not based in safety concerns, in medical science. It is purely politically motivated.
According to Planned Parenthood, women can take abortion medication within 11 weeks of pregnancy. Mifepristone is usually paired with misoprostol. Health professionals report the secondary drug can stand alone if access to mifepristone is eliminated.
Even without mifepristone, we do still have medication available legally and safely.
Lawmakers in Maine are chiming in as the mixed rulings could potentially affect states across the country, even those that have continued to legalize abortion.
Those rights will be protected as best to our ability. A federal ruling makes some changes that we don't have as much control over.
Abortion medication has been prescribed through telehealth, even in states that have banned abortion. Anti-abortion advocates have disputed the use of telehealth services to be used to access abortion medication via mail. Republican Representative Reagan Paul has proposed LD 1249, an act to provide quality care by prohibiting physicians from prescribing abortion-inducing drugs here in Maine.
Telehealth is one of the things that we learned so well over the pandemic of how important it is in general, but especially for us as a primarily rural state.
The clash in rulings could result in the final decision to be made in the Supreme Court. There are currently 8 abortion bills proposed by Maine legislators at this time. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Jonesport Planning Board's decision to allow the Kingfish project to move forward is coming under fire. A group called Protect Down East has filed a court appeal. Protect Down East calls the project an industrial-sized fish farm. An attorney for the group pointed to the state's acknowledgement that the water quality would be degraded, but then relied on one study which found that social and economic benefits to the state outweigh the environmental damage to the coastal community. Protect Down East says at the end of the day, the Jonesport Planning Board had stricter guidelines than the state, and it chose to go with lesser restrictive standards, which the group claims was a legal error.
Well, State Senator Maddie Daughtry of Cumberland and Mainers for Working Families called on the state to provide a paid family and medical leave program. Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
Outside Bangor Public Library Monday afternoon, Mainers for Working Families pushed for legislation that would provide a way for Mainers to take some time off for family or medical reasons.
We've never become closer to passing this program in the past several decades of advocacy than we are right now. And Mainers can't wait a moment longer for this to happen.
The press conference was called after the organization recently released an open letter signed by more than 100 healthcare providers calling for an established paid family leave policy. Among those who attended the conference was Senator Maddie Daughtry. She says the state needs to do a better job in taking care of its citizens.
Maine is an outlier in New England. We are the only state that does not have some sort of paid family medical leave program, and 13 other states have already passed this already.
Statistics from the nonprofit organization Maine Paid Family Leave show 77% of Mainers do not have access to paid family and medical leave. Penobscot Community Health Care's Chief Executive Officer Noah Nesson says he's witnessed firsthand the effects of not having that option.
To me, paid family medical leave makes a lot of sense to help reduce that barrier for people to do the right thing for themselves or for a loved one.
Mabel Wadward Center Community Engagement Coordinator Aspen Rowland says it's time for the state to do the right thing.
People should be able to take care of their health and their well-being, their families and their loved ones without having to worry about keeping the lights on, keeping the heat on. And, we deserve to be able to take care of ourselves.
Senator Daughtry is heading to Jackson Laboratories to meet with several Maine businesses and is expected to travel across the state to push this matter. In Bangor, Matthew Juroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Social workers with Northern Light Home Care and Hospice came to the Durgan Center Monday morning to discuss advanced care planning. The team answered questions from participants and discussed options for end-of-life care, including how families can plan ahead if a loved one becomes ill and cannot communicate their wishes. They also explained the process of becoming a power of attorney. Eastern Area Agency on Aging's Community Services Manager Jamie Alexiev highlighted the importance of having these conversations.
People just assume that they know what their family wants, and sometimes their family is going, I don't know what you want. If something happens, I'm not going to know what your best wishes are, and they struggle with the guilt if they made that wrong decision.
Alexiev says to reach out to the Eastern Area Agency on Aging if you have any questions or are in need of resources.
A bill has been presented that would authorize the creation of harm reduction centers in Maine. Our Devin Dagnall explains.
Monday afternoon, the Standing Committee on Health and Human Services heard testimonials regarding LD 1159. Sponsored by Representative Lori Osher of Orono, the bill would allow for the creation of overdose prevention centers across the state for 2 years after its approval. Those centers would provide a space for people to use pre-obtained substances under the supervision of addiction medicine physicians and nurses.
There's a whole suite of services that are already legal and available. This is the one piece that is not legal yet. So this bill says that people can bring the drugs that they have found or they have purchased or whatever into this place, and that the people who are working in that place will not be held liable for that.
Osher states that the centers would also provide resources for drug rehabilitation. According to Osher, LD 1159 has received tripartisan support from Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike, despite opposition for the bill coming from Governor Janet Mills.
It's unfortunate that it's taken this long to be talked about in such a way. Even colleagues of mine have lost loved ones to overdose deaths. Every overdose is a policy failure.
By itself, LD 1159 doesn't guarantee the creation of any centers. Whether or not they come about is the decision of individual communities.
And actually what's embedded in there is that the communities have to approve it. It will only be in places where the town says that they want it.
Osher says if a community was to decide to create an overdose prevention center, it would cost Maine taxpayers nothing.
Why? Because our state is one of the states that's sued for the opiate producers, and so we have opiate settlement money. And so if this bill passes, that we would be proposing to request funding from the opiate settlement money.
In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news tonight, Detroit Fire responded to the corner of River Road and Bean Lane for a grass fire. We arrived on scene around 3:30 this afternoon. Our crew was told by a firefighter that a grass fire had started and spread and then wrapped around a trailer at 2 Bean Lane, but it did not destroy the trailer. However, the fire continued to spread to a neighbor's property and destroyed an RV that was being used as a shed, nearly breaching the home there. Crews from Detroit, Plymouth, Pittsfield, and Newport were all on scene.
Well, Lake Road in Levant is closed indefinitely following a major culvert failure over the weekend. The culvert allows the Black Stream to pass under Lake Road, which serves about 500 vehicles per day. The Maine Department of Transportation says the culvert, which is nearly 40 years old, showed no immediate signs of potential failure and was listed in fair condition. MDOT is planning to replace it with either a new culvert or a bridge, which was already part of the department's 3-year work plan. MDOT says it's expecting the project, but estimates will not reopen until 2024 or 2025. There is a detour available that is approximately 6 miles long, so plan accordingly.
The Ellsworth Fire Department has now secured its first ever ambulance. You can see Deputy Chief Doug Beltate and Captain Tyler Kennedy standing right next to the new rig, which was purchased through Ambulance Network of Elizabeth, New Jersey. In a Facebook post, the department said the unit will be used temporarily as a first responder non-transport vehicle to all medical calls in Ellsworth. Then, once the proper licensing and staff training has been completed and the needed medical equipment has been set up in the unit, it will transition into full duty. The department thanked the ambulance network and the city of Ellsworth for all their support. Great to see that after a while of them needing that and seeing that need finally filled.
It's definitely an important first for them. You know, we've been hearing about delayed response times or fire crews having to remain on scene for extended periods of time because they were waiting for transport from one of their other partners. And so it's good to see them having that really important additional option that will be readily available to them.
Yeah, saving those minutes that could ultimately save lives.
Absolutely. All right, folks, well, we enjoyed a positively beautiful day today, so much so that, well, we decided to go out and take some pictures of other folks enjoying it.
That's right. Here we have someone just sitting out enjoying the day. It was a perfect day for that. Getting out for a stroll, having your lunch outside, whatever. Yeah.
Beautiful river views and, you know, just all of the scenery that you love, made even better by the fact that you weren't freezing while you were looking at it.
Yeah, seriously. Even the ducks out there and the other birds enjoying the warmer temperatures, and it has been much warmer than we've been expecting, or not necessarily expecting, but that we've been dealing with all winter long.
Of course, we're finally really seeing that steady final transition out of the super cold temperatures.
Absolutely.
Which is welcome for many of us, myself included. And with a little bit more on what we can expect in the coming hours, let's take a first look at our forecast.
All right, Beth and Peter, happy Monday. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. And okay, temperature-wise, look, we turned a corner today. Winds shifted out of the south. Got a little gusty out there as well, but it gave us temperatures like this. 62 here in Bangor today, 56 Bar Harbor. We'll take it, but there is a 70-degree temperature in our 5-day forecast. For now, though, lots of clear skies out there tonight. No worries at all this evening, and really no rain or snow in the forecast for us anytime soon. This will all stay to the west for now. We have a dry stretch of weather ahead. Our forecast ends tonight, though, we're talking about mostly clear skies, partly cloudy skies, with low temperatures down near 40. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth and Peter?
All right, so a really nice, calm, and warm overnight, too.
Yeah. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, bears are on the move. We're entering one of the most active times of the year for them.
And we'll have that story and much more local news as ABC 7 News at 6 comes right back.
Come see us at R&K Variety in Hamden. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, our famous lasagna, or one of our savory soups, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after work? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Hewitt Lift and Rolodoc creates
the strongest, simplest, and most reliable dock system. With one simple goal:
to get you on the lake
faster and easier than anyone else.
Because at Hewitt, we build stronger.
After 40 years of quality building, we get it.
Hewitt family builds for your family.
For your family.
For your family.
Stand on the solid foundation of the Hewitt family.
Docks, pontoon legs, and boat lifts.
You work hard, play harder. You deserve a Hewitt.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Key Appliance, we hold the key to savings.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contracture.
I thought I couldn't get treatment yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. If you can't lay your hand flat on the table, talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Well, then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Asking the right question can greatly impact your future.
Are you qualified to do this?
What? Especially when it comes to your finances.
Are you a certified financial planner?
I'm a CFP professional.
CFP professionals are committed to acting in your best interest. That's why it's gotta be a CFP.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team.
Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy.
Featuring no dark or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves. Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Another sure sign of the season is when the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife starts issuing cautions about bears waking up. And we saw this video, and it certainly reminded us of that. It was taken just last night in Dedham. This big guy has been around for a couple of days, we're told, getting into the chicken coop. Now, this bear didn't touch the bird feeder, but did get through the wire of the coop, unfortunately, to take 3 chickens. This is a great reminder to keep your garbage and recycling indoors, store bird seed and feeders indoors as well, and keep your pets and livestock food indoors as well. Clean your grill or your smoker after each use as well. According to Maine wardens, black bears are most active from April 1st until November 1st. Black bears have an impressive and keen sense of smell, 2,100 times better than a human sense of smell, and that's a little close for comfort right there.
Yes. All right, well, another, sure sign of spring there. And meanwhile, University of Maine's Volunteer Ambulance Corps hosted an open house on Monday to show off some cool new safety equipment. Check it out. The event marks the end of Phase 2 of upgrades to provide the vehicles with better internet service and safety cameras, as well as software to help create a safer care service.
It's going to help us integrate between units better. It's going to help us integrate our communications between what's going on in the back with the patient, with other healthcare providers. It's also going to help us hopefully be safer out there on the roads and create a safer environment for everybody else.
The University of Maine has had a volunteer ambulance corps for 50 years. This group is made up of all University of Maine students that are on call 24/7 to take care of their fellow students. The new upgrades to the ambulances will help keep both providers and students safer while responding to emergency calls.
Alrighty, well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, there's a Maine connection to the White House Easter egg roll. We'll tell you about it.
And in sports, Bucksport softball had a great regular season last year, but after having their playoff run cut short, they're ready for a comeback this year. That story after the break.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
Building new or replacing an aging deck? Take a look at high-performance Trex composite decking and railing from Hammond Lumber Company. Trex outperforms wood and is available in colors and configurations to fit every taste and price point. Your Hammond sales rep will help you with your design and product choices and can connect you with local builders. And Hammond delivers from any of their 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Make the most of outdoor living with Trex composite decking and railing from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
You found the one. Peaks Hill Lodge in Dedham. Beautiful outdoor and indoor weddings and events in a relaxed, rustic atmosphere. Dance the night away on our 1,100 square foot dance floor. Full service catering and cash bar. Peaks Hill Lodge. Contact us to schedule a tour and book your wedding today.
My insurance kept going up and up and up and up.
I was getting a lot of mail about Medicare, getting pretty confused about it.
I could never have navigated through the loopholes.
Somebody said something about Senior Planning Center.
I heard a Senior Planning Center, so we called them.
Senior Planning Center was a lifesaver for us.
I couldn't begin to do it all on my own, but Senior Planning Center did it all.
Gave me all my options and signed me up with what I needed within an hour.
Senior Planning Center helped us so much.
Biggest help I could ever have asked for.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by AC Electric Corp. AC Electric is looking for an experienced motor shop technician at their Bangor location. If interested, give them a call to...
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the ice. This weekend marked 2 years since legendary Maine hockey coach Red Gendron passed away suddenly, Sunday to be exact, making a very special day for Bruins goalie and former Maine hockey goalie Jeremy Swayman. 2 years ago, Swayman was in Philadelphia with the Bees when he heard the news about his former coach and mentor. Fast forward 2 years, Swayman brought the Bruins their 63rd win on Sunday in Philly, setting the NHL record for wins in a season. Sway was seen after the game pointing to the sky, honoring his late coach. He says that it was nice to be able to secure a win like that on a day that means so much to him.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why today was special. 2 years ago, my all-time mentor and coach, Red Gendron, passed away today, and that was in the back of my head all day, and I wouldn't be here without him. He's taught me more than just to be a good hockey player, but a better person, and I mean, anyone that's come across him knows that he wants to know you as a person and make you better all around. So it was amazing how it all worked out to make an NHL record on this day, and I miss him a lot.
The rest of the hockey world shares that same sentiment. Let's go to the softball diamond now. We will head over to Bucksport, where the Golden Bucks are preparing for their 2023 campaign. Last year, Bucksport had a near-perfect regular season, losing just one game in Class C North before falling in the quarterfinal round of the regional tournament. The Bucks lost some seniors last year, but their ace, Ella Hosford, is back, as well as a bunch of key returners. They're hoping for more success this year and hopefully a deep run in the postseason.
I'm super excited. I mean, we've been waiting all year for softball season, so it's just great to be back out here. We have a lot of new girls, so there's a lot of talent coming in and a lot of different people to play different positions. And I think it's just the comeback year. We want to win.
Yeah, we're coming in hard. We want to win and come back from last year.
Now, up and down the lineup card, the Bucks are deep. And with only two seniors, a lot of that depth and talent is young. They've got some freshmen vying for starting roles and a lot of key sophomores and juniors as well. We were at practice last week and talking to the team, it seems as if the Bucks offense is really going to be a force to reckon with this spring.
We have really good hitting. We have for the past 2 years, but we have a lot of new talent coming in. Even our youngers are hitting amazing. So I think it'll be a good year for hitting.
I'm definitely hitting. We have a lot of speed this year, which is good, and just a lot of youth and energy.
All right, spring sports season officially starts on the 13th. That is all the time we have for sports. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast. Jeff?
All right, Tyler, thank you. Your full weather is brought to you by Key Appliance, sales and service for major brands including GE, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Speed Queen, and more. We hold the key to savings. And all right, so for us, the big melt is on. Temperatures in the 60s out there today. Tomorrow, same story. And there is a 70-degree forecast temperature in the 5-day forecast. Today, though, 62 here in Bangor, 56 Bar Harbor. A very nice day. Plenty of sunshine all day long, and that felt good for sure. And here's the longer range temperature outlook now for pretty much mid to late April. Cooler off to the west, and look, for us, above average temperatures. This could firmly plant us in the 50s, of course, 60s maybe possibly as well, and maybe some 70s out there for sure later on this month. So our snowpack is taking a hit rather quickly at that, down to 0 here in Bangor. If we melt this too quickly, though, it could give us some issues. We're keeping an eye on that in terms of flooding across our region. So we kicked in a south wind today. That felt felt good, right? It got a little gusty for a couple hours earlier. It'll die down a bit tonight and be back again tomorrow. But it is giving us a small craft advisory through Wednesday for wave heights out here approaching 8 to 10 feet by Wednesday morning. It could also give us some dense fogs. We're talking about blowing some warmer air over the snowpack north and west of the Bangor area. That's a recipe for some dense fog. If you're traveling, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, that could be a thing. So get your low beams on for that. But outside today, look, this thing is on. There's just no clouds across the area today. A very nice day, not a cloud in the sky. And that's a story for us too. But over here, this looks like we're in trouble, right? But we're not. That's going to travel across our area tomorrow morning. Bring us a couple areas of cloud cover. That's it. No precipitation with that. We have a dry stretch of weather ahead. There's more things over here, but these will all go to our north beginning next week. So again, dry weather for us going forward. So our forecast ends tonight, though. We're talking about partly cloudy skies and not so low temperatures down near 39. So we'll keep melting snow overnight tonight with the southwest breeze around 5 to 10. And also there could be some dense fog in there later on this evening. For tomorrow, okay, here we go. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. High temperatures, mid-60s. A couple of you could go for 70 tomorrow. With the west wind, you're going to notice that it could gust near 25 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows the story. So 66 tomorrow, lots of sunshine. A few more clouds in here on Wednesday, not a big deal. A bit cooler, though, with high temperatures near 60 on Wednesday. And then it gets good, right? Thursday, 64, partly cloudy. And look at this. On Friday, I have a forecasted high temperature of 74. Also, the weekend right now looks pretty good, slightly cooler, with high temperatures in the 60s. Beth and Peter?
Wow. 74 degrees is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that.
I'm going to be sweating. I'm just going to admit it right now. But
good to know we have some distance. I'm just
kidding.
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Seriously.
just kidding. All right.
Well, the widen it a little bit more.
All right. Well, still to come. Still more to come. Stay with us.
Now what? You say it when things get out of hand. At Prudential, we think you should say it when you hand down something valuable, too. Like when you realize a recipe is just one gift you can give them. Ask, now what? Here's what. You get life insurance from Prudential and help protect your family like you protect a family recipe. Who's your rock? Ask your employer about Prudential benefits or speak to an advisor today.
Hi, this is Jason.
And this is Jessica from Tossie's Checkout,
A family-owned business located in Glenburn.
inviting you to come experience that welcoming hometown feeling when you're visiting our neck of the woods.
You can always expect tasty treats,
Pizza,
spirits,
familiar faces.
and quality gasoline.
With summer approaching and Pushaw Lake nearby,
We look forward to seeing your smiling faces. Come
check us out.
We're here today to set the record straight about Dupuytren's contracture. Surgery is not your only treatment option. People may think their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
This week, the students rallying to protest gun violence and the fate of the Tennessee lawmakers ousted for speaking out on gun reform. Plus, the escalating conflict in the Middle East. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David.
tonight. Pardon the pun, but it was an egg-sighting day at the White House for tens of thousands of kids who participated in this year's Easter egg roll. And as it turned out, the state of Maine was represented in the festivities. Some 30,000 people, mostly kids, were expected in 9 waves of participants, each wave of children rolling real Easter eggs to the finish line on the South Lawn. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden taking part in the festivities, as well as Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband Doug Emhoff. Now, this beloved yearly event also coincides with the release of a set of commemorative wooden eggs. You see them right there. Once again, those wooden eggs were made by Maine company Wells Wood Turning and Finishing. The wooden eggs are sold as a fundraiser for the White House Historical Society, and though no exact counts were released, the number of wooden eggs ordered and made by the company's staff of 30 people is believed to be in the tens of thousands. Wow. Wowzers. Beautiful colors. Yeah, and there's a lot of little intricacies which you can read more about online with their information. But yeah, a lot of finer points, a lot of finer touches on the eggs. I believe the First Lady and President's signatures are on them as well.
Oh, cool.
A special shade of blue.
It's awesome.
Also,
yeah,
but it's just great to see Maine represented. That's so awesome.
Yeah, the Maine connection, especially when there's anything going on at the White House, is always cool to see.
It's a source of pride.
And the detail on the eggs too. I mean, they look great.
They're beautiful, and it's a set of 4 or 5, I believe. So you ordered the set.
Very cool.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. From everyone here at ABC7, take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.